might be there in a more in-depth look at that.
Here's what I know: when you news dump on Good Friday, something's missing. And when you have to schedule the press corps on 30-minute intervals to review these findings that they're releasing, then something is missing. It really begs the question for those who ask the questions, sometimes in a bit more of a partisan tone. Absolutely. What's missing? What isn't included? Why not the transparency? If one is proud of their work, whether as a psychologist in a prison or as a managing director of Lehman Bros, then why not talk about those experiences in an open, transparent way? I mean, it's really seems amateurish to news dump on Good Friday. It really seems like it's too easy for me as chairman of the party to be critical now, because it doesn't make sense that this release would occur in the manner it did, how it did, and what was released. It creates more questions than answers. And so I'll just keep asking the questions, and hopefully at some point between now and November, John Kasich will provide us some of those answers, much like his once defense robust of the income tax elimination and now the slow but steady retreat from eliminating the income tax. Now, we have John Kasich pointing out with John Adams, literally next to him, his support for John Adams and his efforts to eliminate the income tax. Now, I've inferred from that conversation that John Kasich supports John Adams' effort to eliminate the income tax. It is right now supported by almost every Republican in the House. If John Kasich does not support John Adams' income tax elimination, then he has done a very poor job of articulating. And if he is against that plan, then why doesn't he come out and say, I was wrong about eliminating the income tax? Having the Ohio State a strong flagship university is important. Having strong police and fire departments is important. Having strong public schools is important. And then we'll move on to the next subject, which I could be critical of him about.
Chris, if Kasich made $3, $4, $5 million over the last decade working for Lehman Brothers before they collapsed, is that something important that the people of Ohio should know? In other words, I mean, it wasn't after they collapsed. I mean, it was a functioning Wall Street business. What does it tell us? I'm trying to get to what we're trying to find out here, and if indeed, would it be shocking if he made $3 to $5 million, and is that important in a gubernatorial race?
I would tell you that if he, over the course of the last 7-9 years, 2001 to 2008, 2009, John Kasich made $3 million over that entire period in total, I would be quite surprised by that, yes. I would be very surprised. Because then this creation, I use the word creation, and he likes us to believe that he was part of a two-person shop run out of some storefront here in Columbus, rather than one of the couple hundred managing directors of the then one of the largest Wall Street firms in the nation. I would be surprised he's not making more money as a managing director. I would be surprised that the former budget chairman would not be making more money. I want to know how much he was making and the relationships he's created, whether or not those relationships have and will have an undue influence on him going forward. It's a collection of information. The governor, as you all know, pays for his own health insurance. Now, for the last several years he said that, and when we found out that he in fact wasn't paying for his own health insurance, I suspect that'd be a pretty good story. If John Kasich says he's working for a two-person shop here in Columbus, maybe he's only making a couple $100,000 a year.
Were you a little surprised that he didn't make more money from Fox? And might you in the general election campaign, you make more of an issue of his ties to Fox?
Honestly, I didn't know how much a commentator who spoke 1 or 2 nights a week on Fox would make. How much is Sarah Palin making now? If he was making $250,000 to do 1 or 2 shows, Sarah Palin's doing something for Fox. I mean, it must just be astronomical. Nothing surprises me anymore in this business. I'm surprised at the mechanics of the announcement more than what we learned on Friday. I'm surprised he did on Good Friday. I'm surprised he scheduled people. I'm surprised he contacted folks 24 hours in advance. I'm surprised there was no written information distributed. I'm surprised that there weren't more years provided. I'm surprised he allowed me to meet with all of you today to ask these questions, because while perhaps overly partisan in the way we're asking them, they are nonetheless good questions that need to be answered by the would-be next governor of the seventh largest state in this country.
In a general election, is his affiliation with Fox net negative?
I believe it is, because it motivates our base, energizes Democrats who came out and supported Ted Strickland in 2006 and Barack Obama in 2008, and gives us a stark reminder of what this election is all about. I think if you're John Kasich and you're trying to appeal to a more conservative electorate, then you talk about your experiences on Fox, which of course he has. And if you want to draw the attention of voters as a Democrat to where we've been and where we could go in a second term, then it's important that I point out his relationship with Fox.